Hi, my name is Jeanette Davidson, and I'm about to do my persuasive speech, and this is my audience.
Good morning.
Make sure you're alive. Wasn't have done the mannequin.
On average, children spend about 60 hours per week in digital and social media. Winston Churchill once said, "We become what we behold." My fear and my concern is, what are our children beholding on the internet and using social media? Digital technology is having a damaging effect on the children of today. These can lead to inadequate rest, depression, pornography addiction, cyberbullying, and poor cognitive development, as well as violence. A recent CNN report said that too much hypertext and multimedia content has been linked to a limited attention span and lower comprehension. We are seeing and finding that digital use, overuse, is beginning to change not only our children, but changing the way their brain works. As I said before, these issues include violence, and we have seen that in studies of 3,500 studies that they've recently done, only 18 of them show that there is no correlation between digital violence and acting out violent behavior. So, what does this mean for our children? It means that we need to wake up. It means that we need to do what we can to encourage and place filters on what our children are viewing and on gaming systems as well. Because indeed, it is changing their behavior. There has been an increase in school violence. We know that. We see that on the news. And so it is very evident that violence in media is having an effect on our children. Children today seem to be living in the digital world. Their behavior and their mood depends upon their Facebook and their Instagram and their Twitter that day. And it actually has been linked to what they call Facebook depression. In addition to this, bullying is taken to a whole new level, where at school, a child might be more concerned about what the teacher might do or what other kids might say, but in the privacy of their own room, their own home, they're free to do and say whatever they want in the digital world. And those children who are being bullied have been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. Dr. Sylvia Hart, the author of Digital Invasion, says that a cyberbully can remain virtually anonymous, which frees the bully from social restraints, again, leading those victims to anxiety and depression. There is digital damage taking place in the lives of our children because you see, literally at their fingertips is anything and everything. A child today cannot get into an R-rated movie but have every graphic, pornographic image right here on their computer that they can access and view. Constant access through these various devices is what is causing damage to our children. And it's time for us to act. You see, also, George Barna recites that by the time a child is 21, he or she will have viewed 2,000 hours of pornographic material. And that is not just our adults, that is our children. Children as young as age 8 are delving into pornography on the internet because it's accessible. It's right there. All they have to do is reach out, turn their laptop on, and type in a few search words, And right there on their screen is everything that we, as a society, say is not appropriate for them to view. But yet we're not doing anything about it. It's time we do something about it. We have to take an active approach as leaders, as teachers, as parents, as grandparents, into what our children are viewing. A few solutions to this problem are: require online usage in a public place, in a shared room. For instance, instead of allowing children to just go to their bedroom and have their phones or their iPads or any other digital device, make sure that everything takes place in a shared room, whether it's the living room or the kitchen or your family room. Make sure that you are able, as a parent and as a guardian, to see what that child is viewing. Secondly, and this is kind of the part that's hard for some of us, we need to set that example of responsible digital use. We need to be willing as well to be questioned and to be asked, and to make sure that we too are viewing anything on our devices in a shared room. And then the last thing I would like to propose to you today that would be a good solution for families to begin this issue and this problem, to begin resolving it, is to come up with a digital use contract. And this digital use contract would be for you as the parent, you as the teacher, you as the grandparent, and for the child as well. And in that contract, you may decide how many hours per week that child is going to be viewing internet. And make sure that they, again, view that in a shared room. You, as a parent, have the right to go onto their devices and put appropriate filters so that it will keep them from viewing things that they do not need to be viewing, that are inappropriate for them. These images that they see, we need to realize and know that these images are forever embedded in their minds. And so we need to do what we can to be able to prevent that from happening. There's a website called digitalinvasion.com, and I encourage you to check that out. It's got a lot of great information about how we can protect not just our children, but ourselves from digital use and the overuse and the effects that it is having on us, and more importantly on our children. And our children are our future, and we want them to be able to know what is right, to do what is right, and to live that out in society. So I just encourage and challenge you today to be responsible in your digital use and set that example for children. And then again, monitor what they are doing so that you can protect them from what is out there on the media. That was not what I wanted.